Good afternoon and welcome to Klingspor's Woodworking Shop 20th Annual Woodworking Extravaganza Virtual. I'm Mike Z and joined with me is Chris, and today we have a special guest of Cutzall Tools.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
And you are, sir?
I am Mike Oliver.
Mike, and what do you do with Cutzall Tools?
I'm currently the president of Cutsall. So we're a third-generation company, started about 6 years ago. My grandfather invented the coatings that you see here, everything made out of tungsten carbide. My brother and I actually run the company now. He's the vice president. Our father still is the owner of the company, but he has since stepped aside in more of a consulting role. So here we are.
So I take it you're the older brother. That's why he's vice president?
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit, yeah.
Either that or the coin flip, you know.
Better at arm wrestling, I suppose.
Oh, there you go. All right, so you have obviously a selection of tools there, everything from small rotary carbide burrs, rasps, and files to actual round shaping discs and flat discs.
Right, correct, yep. Here's an 1/8" shaft rotary burrs. They typically would go on a rotary tool such as the Dremel. We have 1/4" shaft tools. They would go on a die grinder. Most of these tools you're going to want to use a high-speed tool, so something that is like a drill. It really doesn't have the power that we would recommend for using these. They really perform more optimally at a higher speed, such as at 25,000 RPM. Then we have the shaping wheels. We have two different profiles. We have what we call a dish wheel here and a disc here. This is a little bit more rounded profile in the dish. Good for getting in more contours, curvatures. And then we have the flat disc, more for like convex shaping or flattening off a corner or something. And then we have hand rasps as well. They range from in 6" and 8" in coarse and fine, and then we have three different profiles in half round, flat, and boarding. The color coding system is really just paint, but it represents the gold is fine, the coarse is silver, and then the very coarse is black. The very coarse is what we call Kutzall Extreme. It's the way we mold the teeth. It's more open space in nature, a little bit more aggressive, more free cutting. And then the same thing over here, except there's just a little bit more variety. We have, again, very coarse in black. We have coarse here in blue. We call this a medium, and then it goes back down again. So very coarse in our Cutzall original coating, coarse and fine. There's a little bit of redundancy. The original coating came out before the Extreme. On harder woods, the original is going to perform a little bit more smooth. And then again, if you're looking to remove a lot of material, that's when you go to the Extreme. Or if you're working in wet gummy material, that's when they really excel as well because of the open space nature of the teeth. So, and then and to clean anything, they don't really load up very easily. But if it does load up, you can simply use propane torch, or you can use like a wire brush and just scrape the material out.
And you want to do that while the disc is not running, correct?
That is correct. Preferably not running or not plugged in.
Gotcha. Okay. And so any angle grinder will work with these?
Yeah. I mean, we obviously recommend using the guard. So the majority of grinders will have a guard that allow enough room for the disc to obviously spin freely. That would be the only limitation. Is occasionally you'll find a guard that has a little bit more of a taper profile on it and can catch on the disc, but for the most part, any 4.5" angle grinder. All the bores are 7/8" bore. So you'll want to use the 5/8 step bushing that comes with your grinder. And if for some reason you lose that adapter, you can usually contact the manufacturer or actually King Arthur Tools. They make a really nice accessory as well. You can go onto their website and purchase it as well.
Very cool. All right, and then so limitations, the same coating on the burrs is the same as far as the original, the black is going to be your coarse?
Yeah, correct. Everything's made out of tungsten carbide. So what it is it's crushed, reclaimed tungsten carbide that we actually structure in the teeth. The Extreme coating is just structured a little bit differently. It's more of a mold, whereas the original coating kind of build that up onto the tooth or onto the product. But it is all tungsten carbide. It'll last you a very, very long time because of the nature, but since it's structured in the teeth, you do want to avoid hitting it with metal. It no longer is a metal working tool, which solid carbide burrs are typically used for. So you want to keep it away from, again, metal, cement, You know, don't throw it in your toolbox. You want to take care of it, but if you do take care of it, it'll last you a really long time, many years.
Okay, so definitely no stone or anything along those lines. Or maybe more wood.
Yeah, correct. So, you know, some people will use it for, you know, grinding down a stump, for example, and so you do want to be careful if there happens to be like a, you know, stone or anything, or, you know, if you're using if you're grinding with lumber and there happens to be an old nail or some sort, you do want to make sure you avoid contact with that. If for some reason you did hit something, you know, the product will still work for a while, but it may start to vibrate a little bit. So it won't be completely useless. You know, if you did break off a few teeth, it's not the end of the world, but again, you do want to take care of it.
Very good. Well, we have your product video set up to watch next, and then we'll kind of get into some questions. Do you have anything, Chris, that you want to?
No, good so far.
All right, just want to make sure. So let's go ahead and check that out now.
I think one of the most important things in this day and age is to create a style that is unique, create a style that is individual to you. This allows us to not have to compete against CNC machines in China. And it's very important to have something that people spot and go, that is a Joy Brigham piece. Certain tools really allows me to do that. I'm always on the search for these tools. And when I find it, it's great to have in my back pocket for when I need it. I love the tools that do a job that no other tool can do. For me, I feel like a Cutsall is the opposite of a CNC or a huge machine. It really allows the user to put their own stamp on it, give each piece character and soul. With the dish and disc, it allows you to take off a lot of material quickly, yet you still have that control. Now the burrs, very much more of a detailed application. You're able to get in those specific areas with all the different grits, really allows you to focus on those hard to get areas. With the rasp, it really allows you to clean up those parts with ultimate control, with just your hands doing the shaping, which I always love, being able to be completely controlled when you need it the most. Cutsall allows me to be unconventional, and for me, that's everything in this industry.
All righty.
Back.
Yep. So what are the differences between your products as far as the tungsten carbide and King Arthur? We get that question a lot. Which one should I choose?
Short answer is both. I guess if you're comparing it against the tungsten carbide coatings, they're very, very similar. You know, they have the nice holes that you can see through to the material that you're working on. As far as the shaping wheels go, so that's really the primary difference. They're both, you know, the same tungsten carbide coating. If you're talking about the chainsaw blades, those are great for hogging and removing a lot of material. Then you'd want to come in afterwards with something like ours and really shape it, kind of fine tune it.
Gotcha. So you don't have any chainsaw carving type apparatuses?
We do not.
Okay, no worries. Now, is there a difference between the carbide burrs and Fordham's carbide burrs? Because those are the two that we carry, so that's the questions that we get.
They are more similar. Fordham's are similar. The Typhoon line of Fordham's are similar to our extreme coating. They're almost a slight hybrid between the two of ours. But with that said, they carry essentially more or less what we call the extreme line of ours. We believe that, with the original coating, again, a little smoother, less aggressive. You can't put the material back. So I think we just have a little broader range of products. But, for the most part, material or the coating wise, they are very similar. So it's more personal preference as far as, going from fine, coarse, very coarse, or the shapes themselves. So we pride ourselves on our quality and pride ourselves on being the originators of these type of products. So for what that's worth, I guess, we've been in the game for a while. So.
I know we've got a lot of customers that, since we started carrying your line, they were all former Fordham customers. And I say the word former because we've converted a lot of people over to the Cutsall line because of what you said, that versatility in the line and the variation in the different shapes and options that you have. So, and price point. So that you have a lot of things going for you so far that seems really well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, that's it. I mean, the products themselves, the versatility is a perfect word for it, really. I mean, not only we primarily focus on wood, but that's not what they're not just good for wood. I mean, we actually have a product line that specializes in tire repair. So they're fantastic for rubber, soft stone, plastic, fiberglass in our area, boat repair, restoration, boat building is really popular. So, it really covers a wide spectrum of materials. So, you don't really have to be just a woodworker or a craftsman. I mean, they're great for just the everyday guy or everyday person that, has a project around the home they can use the products for and they really excel at. So, that versatility really is key.
So they hold up well against like fiberglass and stuff, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Well, I can see that, that's not only just the marine industry, but, there's a lot of companies that are using that fiberglass and for different shaping and building unique sort of, the stage and in movie and whatnot production stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
opens up a whole nother door.
Yeah, definitely. We make all kinds of custom tools too in-house here. The parent company is actually called Oliver Carbide Products, and so Cutsall is a brand of Oliver Carbide Products, and we do have we make a lot of custom tools in various industries for all sorts of materials and applications. And so it's not just about wood, but exactly, fiberglass, or right now, with epoxy being popular too, oftentimes people will use their tools to kind of clean up the epoxy or add contours to it as well. So they really are great for all sorts of materials. You want to something like a granite, if you're getting a little hard on the stone spectrum there, so you want to kind of stay away from anything that's real hard, but or hard tile. But otherwise, they are they do excel in the vast majority of materials.
Nice.
Now the one thing I noticed is that people ask about the files and the rasps because they're not a standard traditional file. They don't have teeth and cut into it. What makes them different?
Yeah, I mean, they really are. They're kind of just like the rest of our tools. The tools aren't really a hybrid style tool. I mean, they blend the difference between a traditional hand file and a wood rasp. You can actually, they're multi-directional in nature, which is really nice, especially if you're trying to get into confined spaces. Again, really heavy material removal, but they still leave a really nice finish, and that really applies to all products here. Is that hybrid ability to be able to remove material at a fast rate, but still leave a really nice texture. It doesn't rip the wood up. It's still with the teeth oriented, especially with the Cutsall original tools, but even with the extreme, it's a little bit more random nature. The way the teeth are structured, they're randomized, so it's not tracking the material. It really is. They're cutting in all directions and leaving a nice texture thereafter. So the hand rests are, again, really unique in the fact that there's that hybrid, but also the fact that they're multi-directional and they last you a really long time as well. So, these are a product that they're the newest product to our line, and one that's really been picking up traction over the years. So we try to promote that. You don't need a power tool to use it. You know, it's a manpower tool, and try to promote it for that nature as well.
Well, I do a lot of CNC work and 3D carvings and different things, and I'm always looking for things to get into those little areas to shape. So I think I may just have to get one of those and give that a shot.
Yeah, we really like the 6-inch warding rasp is ideal for that. It's thinner than any of the rest of them. Just, you know, the fine point, it really gets in nicely. Another application that's been growing in popularity lately is for coping too. So instead of using a coping saw, people will actually use our wheels for back cutting the molding, and then they'll go in and kind of clean up the edges with the hand rasp. Usually fine hand rasp. The half round 6-inch has been what's most popular for that. And I would say either the what we call the extreme medium disc or even the fine. So, you know, you don't want to remove too much material, but they're fantastic for shaping and getting in there a lot easier, you know, than like a traditional method. So again, that's more of the DIY application, and we're finding a lot of people are finding various usages for that as well. So something else to consider.
So we have a question from this gentleman here, Mr. Coleman Forshee. It's any new items coming out soon?
We're actually soon to be launching not necessarily a new item, a new SKU, but we're coming out with some kits. It's been asked for many years now, probably for too long, and so you know, we are going to have various packs of kits of our burrs. So you'll have 1/8-inch shaft kit as well as a 1/4-inch shaft kit, and there'll be various different versions of those kits. So maybe just a fine version or a coarse version, but it'll give you a variety of the different shapes and the most popular shapes that we offer. So you know, I think that oftentimes people are not necessarily certain what to use, and they kind of just want a starter pack, for example. So you know, we're excited to be able to launch those, and they're going to come in a packaging similar to you know, the individual burrs, but it'll just have for the 1/8-inch shaft, I believe there'll be 5 burrs in a box, and then for the 1/4-inch will be 4. You know, what's important, what we value about the box itself is because of the fragile nature of the teeth. You want to be sure to protect it, so it actually kind of doubles as a protective case as well. But you know, that's what we have coming down the line. Hopefully, the goal was to shoot for the end of the year. It's probably going to be at the beginning of next year is when they'll finally be ready. But you know, that's what you can look forward to.
Cool.
Nice.
So who all have you worked with that's a power carver or someone who utilizes your products that maybe some people can see some videos of and get to know them better?
I mean, the video that you actually played earlier, it's Jory Brigham, outstanding woodworker out of California. We've been fortunate enough to be able to work with him over the years. We also have Ellen Little Bear is her screen name, our Instagram tag. We've been working pretty closely with her over the years. We actually have an abundance of affiliates. If you check out our Instagram, you see a lot of our influencers and affiliates. We actually have an affiliate program on Cutsall.com. People are free to you know, apply for that, and you know, you can earn a little bit to promote your crafts. But you know, our Instagram we've been really fortunate over the years to have a wide array of influencers from all over the world, really. So Paul from Canadian Woodworks in Ontario, he's been a big influence of ours. We have a guy out of Jordy out of the British Columbia area in Canada has been a fantastic affiliate of ours, influence of ours. He makes walking sticks out of our flame burr. What's his handle again? Carving Fusion is you'd want to check out there on Instagram as well. But yeah, most of the videos that you'll see right now have been from Jory. So.
All right, and so basically, if people want to find out more information, want to see more applications of your tools, Cutsall tools on Instagram is the way to go.
Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, for inspiration as far as different projects, we're actually right now we just ran a Halloween contest for people to use our burrs on various mediums, not necessarily on a pumpkin or not necessarily on wood. So you can kind of go on there and vote for your favorite right now. But yeah, I mean, just throughout the year, the inspiration and different projects that people come up with are pretty interesting. You know, it's been growing at a pretty rapid rate over the past few years. So, yep, certainly go on Instagram, check it out. We're pretty active on it as well. So if you ever want to chat with us, have any questions, feel free to go on there. Ask away. If you want any additional information as well, you can certainly go to Cutsall.com and YouTube as well. We have a lot of videos there, not just from ourselves, but again from our various influencers and people out there who just like to share the craft and share their experiences with Cutsall.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else you got? Like I'm asking all the questions over here.
I asked a few, but man, the product's kind of answered its own question.
That's true. Have you seen the file? Have you seen up close?
Yeah, I've looked at the files. I just didn't really think about them for my application, but it's kind of seeing some of this stuff is giving me some inspiration to at least get one and test it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he'll have to check out his Instagram because he does a lot of CNC work on his own after hours.
Sure.
But it's Crisscross Crafts, by the way. But I'm very interested to see how you utilize that. I'm interested.
Well, I do so much 3D shaping and carving, and a lot of my signs and different pieces have so many weird shapes that there's no one tool that I've found works great for everything.
Right.
Our mops, and I've got little bitty hand Q-tip looking things, and I've tried about everything we've got here, and even stuff we don't. And so yeah, I'm always interested to try the next thing that'll save me a little time and effort.
Izzy Swan actually, I believe, used our hand rasp for a similar application too. So if you reach out to him and kind of see some of the different things he uses our product on too. I know he's a big fan.
Yeah, we have him coming on at 11 o'clock Saturday, and then we have Ellen from Little Bear coming on at 1 o'clock Saturday.
Great.
But we have this comment here: don't grind on oak. What are your thoughts on oak?
I mean, we demo on oak all the time, so it should work pretty well. Maybe I think someone can explain a little bit more.
Maybe it's he doesn't like to clean up the mess at the extravaganza.
Yes, that would make sense. Yeah, we tried our best to clean up last year, but I'm sure we left a little bit behind. King Arthur's, they're the guys that are making the mess over there.
Yeah, they've got a pile of shavings.
That's nothing on those wood turners, though.
Exactly. I know those chips are flying. So, and that's kind of the difference between our products, for better or worse. I mean, ours produces a lot more of a fine dust rather than the chips. A product like an Arbortech is more of a cleaning tool, and they remove a lot of material, but they have the chips, and ours are a lot more fine in nature in the way they kind of cut and braid the material. So
yeah, there's definitely a difference between chips and shavings, because when we had Paul doing an Arbortech video for us earlier this week, he could only rough it up to such a certain point, but he didn't have it, he couldn't sand it or, clean it up like he could with those burrs. I know he wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's a common question too. I mean, when people are comparing us to a company like Arbortech, and they really are complementary. They do make good products, and they remove material quite fast, but I feel like when you really want to get in and do the fine detail work and shape it afterward, that's when our products really excel, and that's when they become handy.
Very cool. So 3 generations. You've been around how many years now?
Just over 60.
Okay.
We're fortunate enough to make it through a lot of different times, and we've been fortunate enough to grow in that process. So it's been nice, and again, we've just expanded a lot of different industries over the years too, as more people discover various ways to use the products too. So we do have a machine shop here in the engineering department, and then people come to us with special different types of tools. They'll either give us a print and we'll manufacture it here, or sometimes people send us their own tool that they've designed, and we'll just simply apply the coating. Sometimes people probably don't quite know either with our products is they're actually all hand applied. So you will notice some slight imperfections in the nature of it. They shouldn't alter the performance in any sort of way, but every product is unique, and we do manufacture every product here in house. We're located just north of Detroit, and been here pretty much the whole time. So again, you may notice imperfection here or there, or what we like to call it, but everything is hand applied, hand produced here.
Do you have a video of that or anything, that you've produced where you can kind of show people that happens?
We really don't. I mean, part of it's, I suppose, proprietary nature of how we make it. But yeah, we really don't have a video of exactly how we produce it, unfortunately.
You can send it to us. We won't show anybody.
Well, I was just thinking, I learned two things about the company. Well, three things about the company today that I didn't know. One is that 3 generations, 60 years. Two, I believe you said that was reclaimed tungsten carbide.
Correct. So like your worn out, like your reamers and end mills, they'll get crushed down in various size grip particles. We then we have a way of kind of filtering those out into different sizes. So that's how you get the fine, coarse, and medium. They're just different grades of coarseness, very similar to sandpaper. And then we reuse that tungsten carbide and form it into the teeth that you see on the products.
And then it's hand applied onto the apparatus.
Yes.
All right. So those are the three things I learned today about Cutzall. I had zero idea about.
We'll have to let Tim know about that. He'll appreciate the reclaimed portion of that.
I'm impressed by the reclaimed portion of it because I always wonder what happens to old carbide bits. I figured everyone just threw them out.
Right. Yeah. No, I hope they don't, because we can certainly use it.
By the way, send all of your used carbide to Mike Oliver.
Well, and I learned something, I guess, that he won the coin flip.
Yeah. Sure. No, I thought we agreed on the arm wrestling.
No, you'll need that for a video as well. We want to see the production process and the arm wrestle for who's president next.
Right. We do it annually, so it kind of goes back and forth.
Oh, nice. Well, if you have any questions about Cutzall products, please feel free to comment in the videos below. We'll be glad to answer them when we see them. Guys, I want to thank you very much personally from Chris and I for coming out and helping us with our virtual extravaganza this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Really appreciate being part of it. You know, we enjoyed it while we were able to attend physically, but this is a new and exciting event. We're looking forward to it. Looks like this is probably the way things are going to be going for a while. So it's fun to be part of something new and watch it grow.
Absolutely. Well, I know that we enjoy it whenever you came out every year. So thank you very much for that. And also, if you are in the market for earphones or over-the-ear muffs, IsoTunes has just released the Link model, which I found out we were the first ones to get some. So if you need some ear protection while using your Cutsall tools on the angle grinder, the IsoTunes Link is brand new. We do not even have it on the website yet. We literally just went into the back of receiving and pulled a box. So you can call us, though, at the 800 number. We are located at 800-228-0000 and request your IsoTunes Link today. I think, what are they, $59?
$59.99. And the beauty of these, if you're familiar with the IsoTunes normal earbuds, these have a 14-hour window with the AAA battery, and they're nice, very nice. No, I'm sorry, with the
they're so new we don't know much about it.
Yeah, and it's dark on my side of the box, so I can't read what's on the back of the box to tell you more about it.
Not that we were trying to hijack that. We just thought, hey, why not put something that can reduce noise for people to save their ears?
Certainly.
And brand new. So in case you didn't know about it, Mike, hey, new product.
14-hour runtime on the lithium-ion battery, 28-hour with the AAAs if you decide to go that way.
Oh.
So anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool new product.
Absolutely. Guys, once again, thank you so much. I'm glad you could stop by and hang out with us for a little while today. And since it's the last show of the day, we'll go ahead and open it up. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a good one.
Thanks, you as well.